So if you were like me, either right now or in the past, you have been bogged down with so many different ideas on which one do I go with, which one will be profitable, which one do I go after, do I do them all? So in this video, first and foremost, I want to tell you that you're not alone, and that is actually a very common thing amongst creatives. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys various different ways to determine which idea to run with and how to dominate in that niche, okay? So let's get started. Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea. I am a visual branding coach teaching you how to build your brand and increase your income online. So if you want to have the best business and branding and just community here on YouTube, be sure you subscribe to this channel and join the family, but then also hit the notification bell. That way you are notified when I upload, which is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Sundays, okay? Yes. Okay, so I consider it one of the main struggles of creatives is that our brains are so inquisitive or so thoughtful. We have a lot that we're really good at, but kind of the curse of that too is that we have a lot that we're really good at and we don't know which option to go with, okay? And so sometimes those things can be morphed together, but then sometimes they just can't, and we have to land on one thing, okay? That's the biggest tip that I can give you in this, and probably in this entire video, is you do need to land on one thing. Do not try to do it all, because that's gonna be very confusing. Like, who do you want to be known for? That's gonna be the overarching question for this video, okay? Get your pen and paper out and write that down. Who do you want to be known for? Feel free to pause this video, stop it, and keep going. Who do you want to be known for? That's a question you need to answer, okay? So let's go ahead and hop on into the different ways that you can figure this thing out, okay? Now, I've been there. That's where my brand was when I first started. I was all over the place. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing growth. I was like stuck at like a certain amount of subscribers, and I was like, what's going on? And then I niched down and my channel exploded. Like literally, like so many subscribers and so many of you guys joined my online family, and that really showed me there is really, like they say, the riches is in the niches, and that's so true. And so that's why I'm telling you guys in this video, because I've seen it so many times. People have 8 different ideas and they want to run with all 8, and I'm like, no, let's just you know, I love your ambition, but let's scale it back and just do one thing. Let's just try one thing, and then if that works, then you can incorporate other things that are related to that thing. But anyway, we'll hop into that right now. So number one is, what do you really like to do? You know what I mean? Like, write down, get a piece of paper and write down, what do you really like to do? So what I want you to do is get a sheet of paper, and on one side I want you to say, what do you want, or what do I like to do? And that's one half of the paper. The other half of the paper is going to be the next thing that I'm going to talk about. So for what do I like to do, think of things that just bring you joy. Think of things that make like your hair stand up off of your arms. Like, what are things that you like absolutely love to do? Is it interior design? Is it DIY projects? Is it fashion? Is it beauty? Is it business coaching? Is it food stuff like recipes and showing people how to eat healthy or vegan or whatever that is? What is it that you love to do? What is something that you would do if money was not the option, if nobody's opinions mattered, which honestly they shouldn't, unless it's like your mentor or God. But aside from that, you know, there you go. But what is something that you like love to do? Okay, so that's step number one. Then on the other half of the paper, I want you to write down, this is number 2. So number 2 is, what would your family members say that you are really good at? Like, something that I've noticed is that when we're really good at something, sometimes we don't realize it. We don't, and it, because it just comes so natural to us, you know what I mean? Like, and that's like kind of the thing for a lot of different people. And so what is it that you think they would say about you, that they would say, oh my gosh, she is my go-to when it comes to this, okay? Now, what is that? But then also, of course, take it to the next step and ask them, say, hey, what is it that you think I'm really good at? But then also for you, do a little self-reflection and say, what are the questions they always ask me? What do they always come to me about? And write that down on the other side of the paper. Okay, so that's number 2. So if you're feeling me so far, if you like are with me and you understand everything, feel free to comment down below, I feel you, so that I can know we're on the right track. and that way I can know if there's any holes I need to plug in and help you guys understand and stuff like that. So take some time to do that. Stop this video, whatever you need to do, but keep going all the way through, because these steps are going to help you tremendously, and it's what's helped me kind of get out of my hole of not knowing what to do, like having all these different options and not knowing what to do. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so then the next thing to consider is which videos will have the most impact and amount of income that will come the fastest. So out of those things that you wrote down, look at those, both sides of those lists. See, okay, this is what I'm really good at. This is what my family or my friends or even my audience, if you already have one, this is what they see that I'm really good at. This is what I'm going to go with. And so if your list was 7, now I want you to move it on down to 5, and then down to 3, and then eventually we're gonna get to 1. And there are some times that you can combine some of those like loves that you have and create a whole new, very specific niche for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I love being an influencer. That's how I started on YouTube. That's how I started on Instagram and just overall my brand. And so now, and then also what I love is the fact that I love helping people build brands. I love the art of building a brand, the art of the whole business side of it. And so now that's what I'm doing, is teaching influencers how to build their brands. And so I've been able to combine those two loves of mine, there we go, to create one very niched niche for myself. So that's kind of what I'm talking about and how you can go about that. So just really consider like those things, and let's keep going. So yeah, number 3 is which one can have the most impact and income for you the fastest. And when I say this does not mean you go with the one that is just the easiest route that you think is to take. No, go with the one that you like and that your families know that you're really good at, and that can have the biggest impact and the biggest amount of income come from that, because then that'll allow you to fund the other project that you want to work on. You know what I mean? Like, you want to build one thing at a time. That's where a lot of people get stuck and their goals are never reached, because they go after 8 things at one time. You cannot do that. That's literally, you don't want to do that. You can't give your attention 100% to any of those things if you're going after 8 things at one time. So yeah, okay, so then the thing after that is, now the great thing about having a small audience in the beginning, or having no audience at all in the beginning, is that you can try stuff out, okay? So now that you've kind of gotten it down to probably like 2 or 3 things, and if you're at 1, then great. You know what I mean? Like, run with that and do this step with that one thing. But if you are still concise in your list, you were at like 2 or 3, what I want you to do from here is that I want you to just start trying those 2 or 3 things, and I want you to start posting about them, and I want you to see which one catches on the most. Okay, so that's one way to really see how to go about that. But then the second thing is that I want you to do is I want you to start researching. Okay, a lot of people get into industries and get into businesses and get into brand building that really, like, is not in any demand, and they didn't do any market research before they started. Okay, so something that I hear a lot is like, oh, I don't want to create a t-shirt company because there's already t-shirt companies. And I'm like, yo, like, that's probably the best reason to start a t-shirt company. That's probably the best reason to start a YouTube channel, is because there's people on YouTube that are succeeding, and there are a lot of people. That shows you that there's something there that is working. And like I say, that I've heard several times, this success leaves clues. So follow those clues that this thing is working, this thing is not working, and this thing is working. So when I say do your research, I want you to get on YouTube. I want you to start looking up different like niches. So if you want to do cooking, like, start looking up cooking videos and see how high in demand that is. See how many views those videos are getting. See how many subscribers those channels have. Or if you're wanting to do on Instagram, see how many followers those people have, whatever it may be. But I want you to really start looking into it. So if you were looking into starting a lipstick company, and which is great, I want you to really see, like, what is the need for that lipstick company? Why would somebody want to invest in that lipstick company? And then also how you're gonna market it. So that's kind of in the behind the scenes. And if you want a separate video, kind of a part 2 to this, talking about that specific thing, let me know. However, just kind of like on the top layer of this thing, I want you to start looking at YouTube, start Googling stuff, see how many people are already in that lane, and see kind of where that gap is that you can fill in. You know what I mean? Like, see kind of like, there may already be 1,000 business coaches. There may already be 1,000, there's like thousands of brand coaches. However, that's where you can fill that hole. If you see there's like a little slight thing in there and you're like, no, I can slide my way right in there and have my niche, in there. That's where the gold is. That's where the magic happens. And so really find that area where you can fill that hole in. So maybe you find a YouTuber channel who you love, but you notice, I think it'd be really cool if she incorporated more vlogs or more relatable content. Then guess what you need to do? Start incorporating more vlogs and more content that is along those lines of being relatable. And so that's just a great way to do it. And so do your research before you start anything and before you go with one idea. So that's very important. So I know we've gotten down to like 2 or 3 ideas. We've gotten down to what you're really good at. But the biggest step really is to, well, not the biggest one, but one of the main ones, of course, is to do your research. Is that even in demand? Okay, you having that's like, so if somebody's like, yeah, I don't want to start this because there's already too many of them, that's like the very first restaurant, or that's like the second restaurant saying to the first restaurant, no, there's already a restaurant. No, I'm not going to create a restaurant because there's already a restaurant that exists. It's like, no, like there's a reason for that there's so many different eating places, because people like variety. People like to be able to eat certain places. Some people like this and some people don't. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's just like, there's power in going where there's already a good influx of people. You just have to find your niche and find your way in that sliver. There's like that little hole that you can slide in and dominate in that area. So that's probably the biggest tip right there, is to go about that. So I want you, again, write all this stuff down, dream it all out, go ask your family what you're good at, brainstorm what you're good at, and then do your research, okay? That's gonna be very important. Do not start anything without knowing if there's even a market for what you're starting, because that's a great way to set yourself up for disappointment and not necessarily failure, but kind of failure by not looking into it in advance, okay? So just be sure you do that, and that's just because I love you, and that's why I want to tell you that, and I don't want you to go about something, spend money on something that you have not niched down, that you have not completed well, that you have not done your research to see if there's even a need for that item or that service or that thing that you're trying to do, or that channel or whatever it may be. Do your research and then run with it. Find those top 5 people who are dominating in that area, write their names down, and I want you to also go to their videos and click on their popular videos and see which videos are the most popular on their channel within that niche, and write the title of that video down. I want you to then make that video your own. Don't watch the video, and I only say don't watch the video so you don't copy what they're saying, but look at the titles and look at what's catching on with their audience, and then run with that for your channel, okay? There you go. I just dropped a whole bunch of gems on you, okay? So now you know how to go about it. Trust me, it is something that I struggled with so much, and it's something that recently I struggled with, honestly, because I went from hair care, then I went to being an author, and this is just me being vulnerable with you guys. I went to, of course I'm still an author, but I went to trying to help authors and stuff like this, and I realized that's not the lane I want to go in. And so then I switched back to where I now realize that I really thrive. And I think that's the importance of having a coach, because I've had 2 coaches that have really guided me back down that path of like, hey Andrea, you've had great success in this area, let's go with this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that. So that's the importance of having people around you to speak into your life that understand where you're coming from, that can understand like where you're trying to go as well. And that's the importance of having a coach. So I am opening my coaching services very, very soon. I am restructuring some things, and it's going to be amazing. And so you'll hear more about that very soon. But to stay tuned with all that and stay in the loop, be sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And yeah, so anyway, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them down below in the comment section down below. And I will also say that if you are wanting to build a brand that is beauty-based, that is beauty-based or food-based, like you want to have a food channel, you want to have a beauty-based channel, whether that's hair, makeup, anything that's visually appeasing, I want you to really check out She's Elite Society if you have less than 1,000 subscribers. I think it's going to be pivotal for you, and it is an amazing community of women who are looking to build their brands and increase their income and impact online. So be sure you check that out. It is our amazing girl boss community, okay? It's my membership group right now, but it is transforming into something very special soon. So I highly recommend you may want to get in while you can at the price that it's at right now. So anyway, that's all that I've got. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and then also be sure that you let me know if this video was helpful by liking, sharing this video with somebody who you know is struggling. They got a whole bunch of ideas and you want to help them, so send them this video, not passively aggressive or nothing. Just say, hey girl, found a really good video, it helped me, I want to share with you. There you go. So there's that. And then also be sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned and be a part of the family here on my channel and really my online home. So anyway, you guys, I love you so much and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.